Ha. What just happened?
I don't know.
There. The mic is where I like it.
Okay.
Kind of.
Sorry about that. Are we all good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, chef.
Heard. Heard, Jeff.
Heard, Jeff.
Yes, yes.
Make sure I'm at the right spot.
See, when you say
Okay.
yes, chef, it's more of a Gordon Ramsay thing.
Love it. Love it.
I don't know why. I always think about that epic rap battle where it's Epic Lloyd as Gordon Ramsay, and like his whole rap in the background, all of the chefs are going, "Yes, chef!" on beat, and it's, like unexpectedly badass. So that's what goes in my
Oh my
head.
god.
That's dope.
I might need to
Enjoy
watch
your
this.
earworm for the
That's
next
pretty good.
30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Hello?
good.
Hello.
Hi.
I heard someone say hello, didn't I?
It's
was
me. Yes, it
Kaylee.
was me.
Oh.
I got very confused because I could not find any of my tabs in Discord, and it's because I was in the wrong server. So we're doing well. Okay, last time I'll ask. We're all here. We're all good.
Yep.
Yes.
Times that I accidentally play this song. A few. Okay. All right. When we last left off, you were able to finally put the tournament behind you, as at last the closing ceremonies were held in the castle courtyard and the winners announced. Through popular vote, your party, the Dawn Chasers, took home the prize, labeled as fan favorites, and were awarded the promised prize money as well as donations of magical artifacts from wealthy benefactors who were moved by your performances. You also received the deed to a home located in the city of Greystead, a town that was once decimated by the war that has slowly been rebuilding itself and establishing that it is ready to reclaim its former glory. You spent the afternoon celebrating, spending a little of your earnings and otherwise breathing easy, as much as you can. Wherever you went, you were noticed, largely by people who lauded you as heroes, champions, nigh celebrities that the people felt they had elevated with their combined voices. You enjoyed drinks, food, dancing, and rest in equal measure, before finally making it back to your room in the castle and collectively passing out, as the weight of the last few days finally, properly caught up to you. Despite worries from nights previous, on this evening, you managed to all find deep, restful sleep. We resume the morning following, where one by one, you begin to stir from where you'd ended your night to a varying degree of success and a varying degree of grace. Highest passive perception wakes first. I should have had this up.
You want us to tell us what our passive?
No, I can tell you. Don't worry.
But what if we want to tell you what it
I meant
is?
would it save you time?
It's too fucking bad because I can find, like, I already have it up. I can find it before you all get through your passive perception.
I just know
Probably
my
fair.
heart.
Okay. Viconia. You hear a quiet voice at the door, but it is familiar, and it does not alarm you. Thank you. I'll make sure they get these. I know they'll be hankering for food soon. No, it's fine. No, they just like to be left alone. Thank you. Okay, bye now. And you hear the click of a door. There's a sound of a tray being set gently on a table nearby, and someone trying quietly to set up plates. This comes only seconds in advance of the smell of food beginning to fill the room. familiar aromas of breakfast meats, fresh pastries, fresh baked bread, fruits, cheese, and well-decorated omelets. A feast not unfamiliar after your second night in the castle, but maybe one that rouses you all a little quicker after sleeping so soundly through the evening.
I go and I try to get up quickly, and then I immediately feel like I need to vomit, and I fall out of the bed.
Okay, you get up and promptly fall, and Erilyn will straighten out from where she had been trying to de-tray all of the food brought over, and she goes, oh dear, oh dear, and she turns, seems to vanish for a few seconds, and returns with a big pot that she puts by your head. It's just, if anything happens right in here, I will get you some water.
I absolutely vomit.
I remember my first magic potion.
The rest of you will awaken to the sounds of retching.
It's like that, like when your cat pukes in the middle of the night, you're all instantly awake.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Where is it? Where is it? Is it on the bed?
You on the bed?
Yeah, you just hear, like, you hear them trying a few times.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
I will burrow deeper into whoever and whatever and wherever I am sleeping, and I will pull a blanket over my head until it's over.
I want to say because we were in a cuddle pile that, like, I had to climb over somebody to get out of the bed.
Probably.
Now we need to figure out what order the
cuddle order. One does not order the cuddle pile. The cuddle pile orders itself organically.
So I'm just gonna, like, absolutely, like, crawl over top of Darby and, like, my knee lands in his rib.
I promise you, probably don't move until you start vomiting.
I only insist on being in the middle of the cuddle pile. I have no preferences beyond that. I will be underneath or on top or wherever, but dead center in a little curl, like.
Yeah, I just
it's
not that graceful this morning, and I'm never drinking again.
That's what everyone says. Their first time getting drunk.
And then the next night comes and you drink again, and I go to take a drink from my water skin, and it's still just nasty, swampy ale.
It's just the backwash at this
Go ahead and do a Constitution saving throw.
Great. I also get to puke everywhere. Okay, that's a 15. Maybe I don't barf everywhere.
You got it. Bleh.
It's not pleasant, and that combined with the sound of somebody retching nearby almost makes it come back on you, but you manage to keep it down for now.
I'm going to just put that back where I found it. And were it not... Go ahead.
I imagine that Vaughn would be one of the first people to have gone to sleep, so he might be at the bottom of this.
Perfect.
Or somewhere near it.
You have to dig your way out.
Yeah, you just like push Solus.
No, he's not even digging. He's just going, there will be time to leap eventually. These people will get off eventually.
It's true.
Until then, he sleeps longer.
It's
That's
just
perfect.
a tangle of limbs and people.
Yes.
Like,
His clothes
focus
half off because he couldn't get the freedom to get them all the way off. So like his shirt
It's
half
like,
up.
he started and someone grabbed his hand and like, leave the pants on.
No.
I was gonna ask, is he like under everyone and like clothesless?
That's what was just established, was under everyone and
Partially
at least
undressed.
somewhat
Butt
clothed.
naked.
I'm glad that was established.
I am going to start trying to untangle myself to get out of bed. Because there's food and I'm hungry.
I'm going
Because-
to excuse myself to the bathroom. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
just,
I was because there's food and I'm hungry and I'm not puking in a pot, so I'm gonna get up and go eat.
Okay.
So Darby gets up and starts to meander over to where Erilyn has laid out the breakfast that the servants brought for you. What are you doing?
Eventually, I will reluctantly start to climb out.
Yeah, pretty much same.
Yeah. It's just like a disentanglement. Just covers everywhere. The sheets come off the bed. It's like one of those where you know you're gonna have to remake the whole damn bed.
Like there's no blanket. We were all just piled and like sheets gone, pillows
Like,
gone.
one of us is wearing Von's shirt now.
Got cold and just borrowed the shirt.
Yeah, like, oh, this is nice and cozy.
So one by one, you rouse, roll out of bed, find your feet, and whether or not you're completely mentally present, you do make a presence for the food laid out for you.
Mm.
Erilyn, in the meantime, is just kind of hovering around all of you. One of you woke up and put your head into a pot, so she's just kind of on standby for somebody else to go.
Should someone go check on her? Should we check on her? You think she's fine?
She'll be fine. She's just got to get it out of her system, clean up. She'll come back out. She might go back to bed, but she'll be fine.
Oh, delightful.
I like look over to see if maybe I can close the door to the other room, just, possibly to give her privacy, but also possibly so we can enjoy breakfast. I'm like,
Nothing like the sound of retching to make you hungry for breakfast.
It's round. Just
Darby's like face down in their plate at this point. It's not bothering at all.
So Erilyn is going around the table and filling glasses with a pitcher of water one by one, whether or not you are conscious or upright to take it. And she will bring an extra, knock gently on the door to the water closet, slip inside and say, I just brought you a glass of water. Don't feel you have to drink it. Just try little sips. And then when you feel better, that's when you come out, okay? You take your time.
Okay, thank you.
I thought you were gonna answer with the volumes.
No, she's good after the chew.
If Vaughn is still trying to sleep, I will absolutely
on
start
the floor.
throwing sausages at him. Just saying.
I'll just roll over and open his mouth.
I just now
After
I'm just
feeling the first
intentionally
two
hitting
and
him in the-
realizing it.
I'm actually pretty dexterous, but like now I'm just intentionally hitting him in the face, but not in the mouth. Like just.
He's still trying to catch it, it's just missing.
The effort isn't there yet. It's just kind of just opening his mouth and shutting it every few seconds.
It's like aiming for his forehead. Like I'm getting really serious about it, you know?
One will like hit his forehead, fall to his chin, or just pick it up and eat it while he's getting smacked by another.
There is a joke in there. Not doing it.
Hey yo.
Well, sounds like you all had a eventful night.
I slept a lot.
I don't remember much of
Great.
it.
Well, I got back in and you were all just in a heap and very unconscious, so I assumed perhaps it had
Didn't
been a
even
long
drink
night.
anything. I didn't even drink anything.
It was a good
Very
night.
tired.
I feel like after the few days you've had, you wouldn't have needed to drink much to be that tired.
Yeah, but I did anyway.
That's
People
okay.
were
You were
giving us
celebrating.
drinks.
They were free.
They were
Most
free.
of them weren't very good, but
No.
or at least they didn't
Well.
smell very good.
That's what you get for free.
Yeah. They did start to taste better. And then I don't remember what they tasted like after that.
I've heard that before.
They started to taste a little bit like water, I think. It was easier to take them.
Well, to my knowledge, there's nothing you gotta rush out and be up for, so take your time. Get your feet under you.
Well, I think when Viconya's done puking everywhere, I think I'm gonna take a bath.
It's a good idea. You could all do with some freshening up.
Bathed yesterday.
Kind of hangs her head.
I did regularly. Maybe
The cuddle pile has like corrupted the people who have bathed.
Probably.
It's
I'm
just
like-
one amalgamous stink now.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all don't like Vaughn had the ring of warmth, so that was probably like the toastiest cuddle pile I've ever been in because
It's probably
every
a little bit
belongings
sweaty.
that he's carrying is also affected.
Darby was
Yes.
dying, probably.
So showers for everyone.
Which I was gonna say, it does take Viconia like a hot minute to get out there because she absolutely does take the chance to like bathe while she's in there after she's finished puking.
Surely we have two bathrooms in our suite. Like in
There's
the
only
Ination
one.
suite.
That's because
Oh
you
dang
got sick
it.
doesn't
Okay.
mean you got the line for the shower.
Alright, well we're gonna have to partner up, otherwise it's gonna take too long.
All right, who
Shower
wants
buddies.
to shower with me?
We're gonna run out of hot water.
Yeah, that's why we have to. That's why we have to buddy up.
It's all right. I've had a word with the steward. They'll be checking in every hour to make sure we got fresh water. Hot and otherwise,
No.
just to be clear.
So
What would we
walk
do without you?
outside. Better.
Faconia eventually emerges, not smelling like sweat and body odor and vomit anymore.
I embarrassingly
day?
sit down at the table with my water in my hand.
I immediately like start putting eggs in front of her. Just obliviously.
Erilyn will see this and go, "Oh, honey, no. Let her start off a little bit slow. Let's try some bread for a bit first.
right.
And then if you feel better, maybe some pieces of fruit."
That sounds good. That sounds like a lovely idea.
Just start slow. Take it at your own pace.
You are
Is anybody
absolutely
else?
lovely.
Well, I've been doing this for a while. Is anybody else needing anything?
No, I think I am
Is
just.
there anything that you need? You've been taking care of us all day. Do you have everything you need? Would you
All
like
day?
a shower?
Yes.
Feels like it's already like noon. I don't know.
I feel like she might have
only been-
already showered.
It's only been a couple hours since dawn. You didn't sleep too long. And I'm fine. Taking care of Vaughn and his friends brings me joy enough. Besides, I don't get to do this anymore.
I look over at the bed where Vaughn is just like buried in
Sausage everywhere.
The ones that are still left.
I imagine Yrsa has come.
Just
to
the
fight
ones he
you for one
hasn't
of
found.
them.
It's just like a bird piled out,
Yeah.
just like screeching.
She started a little bit tentatively, just stood on the edge of the bed and just slowly started hopping closer to get the pieces that are missed. Was it a good night at least?
Yes. Yes, it was.
It was.
Did
That's
you have a good night? Did you enjoy some of the
did.
festivities?
I did. It's I'm used to people getting drunk and having a good time. It's the volume of it, the quantity, the sheer amount of people was wild.
It was a lot of people.
It was
A lot of people. Still is, mind you, but they've settled more or less back where they're supposed to be.
That many people in one place again like that.
I don't know. Well, I'm going to go shower now.
Yeah, all of you take some time to wake up and freshen up and feel like yourselves again. And when you're ready, you've got some mail.
Ale?
I stop May.
Mail, but it can wait. You're all gonna freshen up. You're gonna wash up. You're gonna get ready for the day, and when you're ready for the day, then you can start it.
I will follow Darby because now I'm in a hurry.
All right.
And I don't mind if the water is cold. I am also not temperature sensitive.
Nope, shower time.
Okay. The pair of you disappear into the water closet to hose yourselves off as quickly as possible. Now, Vaughn, you better hurry up and get yourself out of bed. You can't laze there all day.
You're right. He'll just throw himself up and get him out of bed.
And she'll meet you as you find your feet with a big glass of water for you as well.
Thank you.
She'll ruffle your head and then steer you towards the table.
He'll be steered, takes a seat, sits in front of the food, and he'll start eating more than just the sausages thrown at him.
His face also in the plate of food now.
Oh, no. He knows better now.
Yeah. Fair enough.
In
Ron
this
has
moment, he knows better.
manners, yeah. His mom is right there. She's literally right there.
So the pair of
So
you.
today is the day that you're heading out.
I hope to later this afternoon. Shouldn't take too long to get back home, but I just want to make sure you guys are okay and get my goodbyes in, and I'll be on my way.
Is that not on the way towards where we need to go? Or where we're wanting to go, I suppose?
I think in the direction of east.
Sorry, you cut out for a bit of that. What'd you say?
I said we are heading east.
But are you planning
Potentially.
to leave today?
That we're unsure of. I think we have to find out if there is anything left for us to do here.
Well, if you're ready to leave by the afternoon, you're welcome to come with me, but please don't feel you have to. I'm sure now you're feeling, or at least people around you might be feeling you're a little more important and may want you for a bit longer.
We'll see what the day has in store, but we'll be heading out potentially towards Greystead when we leave. As part of the reward, there was a banner for us out there.
And if that's the case, you'll be popping in to see me.
That is what I'm leading to, yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
So it'll be soon after all.
Which is, I'm not too worried one way or another. Should we travel together or travel separate? I know I'll see you again soon.
Well, I guess yes. I suppose at this point we just need to see if what else there is to do, if there is anything else we want to follow up on.
Darby and Solace, you'll probably be fairly quick to wrap up and clean.
I have
The
sent
water is not
messages
warm,
recently, so it's fine. I am bright pink and my hair is wet and I am anxious to understand what's going on. Like, I have absolutely scrubbed whatever happened last night thoroughly.
I'll let Realm go, and then he'll be the last to go.
It is at this point that there will be a knock, and I'll get it. And she goes to answer the door. There's a brief exchange, and then a servant tucks in and ducks into the water closet, and you can hear the sloshing of water as he changes to a fresh bucket. Then Realm is able to go wash up in relatively hot water.
It's wonderful.
All you ever wanted it to be.
It's the first hot bath you've had in a while.
I probably stay a little longer than I should.
My nose is twitching. Like everybody smells different, and I'm adjusting. Gotten used to everybody's road smells. Now these are different
Their
smells.
road musk.
Yeah.
Cat road
Like-
musk.
That's just how Darby smells. Like outside in the woods.
Sometimes more like horse and sometimes less like horse, you know?
Depends on the day or the animal.
I actually think there's a distinct smell to air genasi that I need to look up.
Really?
I know there are some effects like it constantly looks like wind is blowing through my hair like a breeze
Wow.
through the clothes I'm wearing.
It said they're supposed to smell like fresh rain or clean water.
Ooh,
Yep.
nice.
Like
Okay,
morning
well, you can
dew.
continue to be at the center of the cuddle pile. We actually all smell slightly better because Van was at the center.
And because of the ring of heat, it's just like a steam.
Yeah, it's like a
steam
fresh.
treatment.
It's like when you freshen your clothes in the dryer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does say that Air Genasi's hair might blow in a phantom wind or be made entirely of clouds or vapor.
Oh my god. Cloud hair.
That would be sick.
Yeah, right?
I considered it.
But one by one, you get some time to wash up, clean off, feel a little bit more like yourselves, or at least a fresher version of yourselves, before gathering again at the breakfast table, enjoying some of the food that you are able to keep down or stomach or spare enough to share with others.
I'm just
Once you
looking
have-
expectantly at Eric. Yeah.
I
Sorry.
was
Go
going
ahead.
to say, could we possibly take a look
Under-
at that man?
Under the weight of that stare, as people sort of finish their plates or lose interest in breakfast, eventually Erlyn will go, "Oh, okay, I guess we're ready, Rat." And she will reach under the tray that she had pulled all the plates off of and pull out 3 separate envelopes.
Do I take them?
You can take them.
I take them.
So she was getting ready to read them, but she passes them to you.
Oh, sorry. I got overzealous.
The top one is addressed to the heroes of Ormershire. It's written deliberately in careful handwriting, but Ormershire is crossed out and replaced with Callius.
Oh.
The second one is addressed specifically to each of you by name. It says, to Solace, Viconia, Darby, Vaughn, and Realm. The third one in the stack is addressed to Miss Solace of the Dawn Chasers.
Oh.
What do you
I
do?
will hold out my hand.
Ugh. But I know there's a chance that you're not going to tell us what's in this letter, and I'm not entirely happy about that. And I hold it out to her.
I take it from her, and I'm just like making eye contact the whole time, like. Okay. And yeah, and then I will wait for her to continue reading the other letters.
I'm going to hand the one that says the heroes of Ormershire crossed out Callius to Erlyn, back to her, so that she can read that one. Because I feel bad that I
Okay.
took all of them from her.
She was just gonna read out what the addresses were.
Oh, okay. Well, I hand that one to her, and then I keep this one.
Okay. I realize I had drawn up these letters, but I saved them on my laptop, and I'm no longer on my laptop. So sorry, you just get the text version.
Oh, okay, okay. So, Erilyn, do you want to read the one that I handed to you first? To all of us?
Address.
It's not addressed to me, but
Yeah,
if you'd like, I can
I'll
read it.
I'll read it.
So she'll pass it
Sorry, can
to
I pause
Vaughn
for a
instead.
second? My dad's calling me.
Okay.
Hey, can I call you back in a little bit? Okay, sorry.
It's second weekly D&D night.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He needed to call. Yeah, he needed to call me to tell me that he finished page 2 of the really hard word search I got him.
Nice. Okay, so which letter are you opening first?
I'm nervous about all of them. I don't know if somebody wants to read the first one. I'm not all here this morning.
Is there one that needs to be read that has not been assigned to someone?
I'm going to open the
only
one
3.
with everyone's name on it.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out the letter.
Okay, again, sorry, I had this all drawn up on a nice letter, but I saved it onto the wrong machine.
How dare you?
There you go.
Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. It says, "Hello, esteemed heroes, and congratulations to our new champions. I understand that with the ceremony over, you may be intending to take your leave soon. I do not expect you to delay yourselves any longer than necessary, but if possible, I'd love to have you all for tea this afternoon in my quarters. I'm feeling well enough for guests and don't want to miss the opportunity to at least catch up with all of you before you continue on your adventures. If you have not the time, I completely understand and wish you nothing but the best for your future endeavors. But should you spare me an hour, I will see you outside my quarters at 2 in the afternoon. Sincerely yours, Princess Bernadette Arabeth Greta Gallion II. Second.
Well, we're obviously going to go.
We're obviously going to go, yes.
I'm very excited to spend a little time with her.
I feel like we've barely seen her since we've been here.
Okay, so I will open the letter that I have.
Okay. So you open up your letter that is addressed to the heroes of Ormershire, but crossed out and amended to Callius. And you open it to a blank page. And as soon as you realize that there is no writing, you are blinded by a flash of green light. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god!
Oh. Who's
I am
attacking us?
so sorry!
Wow.
You almost did it to Erilyn. So
Wow.
I did!
That's exactly why
I
I'm
did.
shook. Okay. Gotta move something out of the way so I can roll this. Oh boy.
Oh, no.
9.
Okay.
Sweetie.
So there is a flash of bright green light, a flash that you all see. Vaughn, you feel something not unlike a prickle in the back of your neck. And then the room is still. Stood nearby the window is a tall, thin half-elf with shaggy brown hair and bright green expressive eyes. They look youthful, lithe, athletic, but not bulky. They almost look like the half-elf paladin you came to know. But a few things are off. The face shape is not quite right. The hair is a little bit too long. And they wear a smile that doesn't quite suit them. And when they open their mouth, they say, "Hello, friends. This is not quite ideal, but I must say it is lovely to see you all again." And you recognize the voice of Calder out of this semi-familiar apparition Oh, the half elf.
Is Vaughn the only
wait,
one? that sees
Is
this?
Vaughn the only one?
You can all see it.
Oh my god!
Wonder what the saving throw is for. Sorry. But yeah.
How is this possible?
Magic, my dear.
Well, yes, of course. I don't even know where to begin.
That's all right. A lot's happened. Now, I must confess, I don't have a lot of time, but I did want to have a little bit of a chat with you, considering everything you've been through, and now, technically, I'm dead in the streets, so I have a little bit more freedom.
Are you
Just a little.
somewhere safe? You're somewhere safe?
Depends entirely on what you mean by safe.
I don't. Does
Safe.
it? Is there?
Are you about to die?
Safer than here? I don't know.
Yes.
Likely much safer than where you are now. I'm not about to die that I'm aware of, but that could change at any moment. And the half elf
I feel
just
like you're
starts
intentionally
wandering into the
twisting my
room.
question. I feel like you're intentionally being.
I would never.
Oh my god.
I sigh and look just like not just a little put out, just a little bit. I make the
At any
disappointed
rate,
face.
I wanted to say thank you. Now, obviously, I cannot do it in person just yet, given that you are still in the center of a very thorny briar bush that I do not wish to be a part of. But you do some FaceTime, I suppose.
Are you here to give us some answers?
Depends on the questions. But you knew that.
What? Sorry, go ahead. No, you go. Do it.
I have roughly 30 minutes. So, sometime. Not a lot.
Did you really do all of those things that they said so long ago?
Again,
And was
which
it of your
ones?
own?
What do you say? What is
Redham.
this answer?
Did you kill all of those people at Redham? And was it of your own free will? We've only got 30 minutes. I'm going to ask important questions.
Very fair. Perhaps I should have expected as such. It was a long time ago. I did as I was commanded. And yes, I was responsible.
Commanded by whom?
At the time, the Emperor of Modicol.
Do
Was
you
that
know?
Sebastian's father?
It was.
Christian's father ordered you to kill all of the people of Red.
He ordered me to develop a way to. I was not aware it would be put into testing so soon.
What? How? What did you create?
Ooh, that's a rather loaded question. It's a combination of a lot of things that probably should never have been combined. Case in point, the ruins where a city once was.
So you made a giant explosion happen.
I did.
And you said that was a test.
Well, I was under the impression it was going to be tested first.
Oh, I see.
Were you aware that it was going to be used against a city anywhere?
Had no idea what his intentions were for such a tool in wartime.
What sort of hold does Modicol have over
Insight
you
check.
that you would do whatever they want?
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
She's rolling on all the dice I pre-rolled, so I'm gonna just roll a random one and hope. Oop, shit, nope. I lost that one, so I'm gonna roll another one. Oh, not good. One sec. Insight.
And at this point, that not quite Awen-looking half-elf has sat himself down at the table and leaned back in his chair, kind of surveying you all. Realm, you buy him at his word. for however that much might mean.
Does that mean there's... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
Does that mean there's a chance of something similar being used? Do they have the capability of doing something similar anytime they want?
Anytime they want, probably not, but it is possible. It would be much easier with my help, but I'm not like to do that.
Why did you help them to begin with? What sort of hold does Modicol have over you? That you would do what they ask?
Up until very recently, I was the esteemed advisor of the royal family. I was duty-bound to do what they asked.
Duty-bound advisor. And there's nothing else. There's no other reason.
Not anymore.
She'll make you do crazy things. It's one of the things
Yeah.
that we discussed at the ruins in Sanctuary.
Quite right.
Do you know what Sebastian is planning now?
Vaguely, and that is not something I'm willing to discuss in these walls. I'm taking every precaution to make sure that I look like some strange apparition that may or may not have appeared in your room. But the details of what or whom or what I am saying may be mostly private. I don't know how vigilant Casimir is truly.
How afraid of them should we be?
Whom specifically?
Sebastian first, but also Casimir. Because they seem to be working on something together, which, in case you didn't know that.
I had a feeling, considering I moved very quickly from being a dinner guest to having my head roll on a chopping block.
It was very fast.
It was
Was very
extremely fast. Some might say someone was pulling the strings behind the scenes to speed it along a little.
Eh.
When did you have
Thanks.
your head fucked up? You...
I have to be much more specific.
You gave Vaughn a note saying that you were not in your right mind.
Once
You
I
never are,
returned
but-
to Modicol after... Oh, well, thank you. Once I returned home after a bit of a stint abroad, the Emperor was none too pleased with my meandering about the continent and took it out on me accordingly. Case in point, living thing, tiny box.
Can you explain
As
that a
in-
little bit more? Like, what was the plant?
Very important.
Go on.
To me.
Go on.
A little more. Just, actually a lot more detail, please.
I don't have time for that much detail. I promise you, I'm not lying. It was very important. It was very important to me. And
More.
now it doesn't exist, which is an interesting thing I'm trying to reconcile.
Did it, but did it control you? Is that why we had to go do something about it in order for you to be able to go anywhere?
It had the means to, yes, and was currently being used in that way.
Oh, we killed that plant, didn't we?
You did kill that plant, which leaves me in an interestingly precarious position, which we will get to. But now I'm
Today?
here for you. Surely you have more questions.
How worried
Yeah,
should we be
so-
about how quickly we might go from being tournament heroes to execution?
Well, thanks to your performance, it would be a little bit difficult considering the public is quite taken with you. But that doesn't mean you can't be eliminated by other means. Subterfuge, assassination, any of the fun stuff.
Been there, done that.
Good, then you're prepared. But nothing to worry about, Solace.
What about the
Of course, I would never.
what about the artifact that Sebastian has?
Oh, the ring?
Yes.
What about it?
Why does he have it? Does he know anything about it?
He knows it's very powerful. He knows it gives him the ability to do things he could not before. He knows it protects him. And he knows that your friend Klaus is looking for it.
He does know that Klaus is looking for it.
Is
Does he know that
inclined
you
to-
are also looking for them?
Not told him as much, but I believe he suspects it.
Why are you looking for them?
Now, that is a very long story. Again, limited time.
Well, where are you heading? Where are you going?
Well, actually, I am where I hope you are going to be.
Camp Saucer?
Nope. Don't say it. Okay.
No, but interesting to hear you're going all that way.
Oh,
I got very
Good
drunk
thing you
last
said
night,
this.
alright? I just...
Are you at the house? The place with the house?
Am I squatting at your
Are-
newly acquired esteemed estate? I would never.
Insight
then
check.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Is he squatting at our estate?
Ethan, was there something you wanted to ask?
Yeah.
There was an
You started a
interjection.
second
Oh,
ago.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It's not important though. We'll get to it later.
Oh, no, everybody else has been asking a lot of questions. I wouldn't mind a different voice.
16.
are you saying our voices are grating anyways?
They can be.
Sorry, I didn't hear him trying to interject. My apologies.
I will save my questions for later. Most of them can't be discussed here anyway.
Good. I do so look forward to you all arriving with a questionnaire to the estate that I am not currently squatting in.
Right, yes, of course.
Is it nice? Our estate?
Again, I'm not squatting in it, but it looks quite nice from the outside.
Good to know.
So you're camped outside of it.
Where did you hope we were going? Not there? Where do you think we're... Anyway, I don't...
Am I going to turn into a dog
For 90 days.
for 90 days? I
To my knowledge, no. But if anything changes, please do inform me. That does sound fascinating.
okay.
Darby would just like to know if there were any unintended circumstances to whatever bargain they made with you, but
Oh,
I got curious and we were doing some research and there were mentions of people turning into dogs for like 90 days, which wouldn't be so bad. But, you know, I just
like
wanted...
giving away
yeah.
somebody else's firstborn child.
We just shook hands very fast and then a thing went into my arm and now there is a thing in my neck that I can feel when I think about it. I just don't know what's happening with that is all.
you have very little to worry about. You did me a favor, and I did you a favor. To have looped in any other untoward consequences would have required more of a verbal exchange.
you say very little, but you don't say nothing.
Thank you.
No, you literally said you have very little to worry about, not you have nothing to worry about.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
Of course you did.
But you know what? Still applies.
I mean, very little is what most average people have to worry about. It's fine.
True, we can all get hit by
A meteor
Cart.
could fall out of the sky and kill us all right now.
Very true. Could get run over in the street by a cart. You could get crushed by a meteor.
We could open another letter and something explode in our face again.
You're all fine. I don't know what you're complaining about.
I mean, you're not wrong. We are all fine, technically.
So you were working with Klaus.
Now, what gave you that idea?
who else magically stabbed you, and why were you? Didn't
I think Klaus just straight up said something
Yeah,
about
I
it,
think
didn't
Klaus
he?
said
Yeah,
that.
Klaus
I
just
think-
told us. In not so many words.
And you believed him.
Well, you
Yet
don't
you take
really...
every word I say as some sort of game or bluff or lie or.
Because they are games and bluffs and
Because they
lies.
are.
Not
And
lies.
your
Not lies. I'm sorry, that was maybe too far.
tall, dark elven friend can't lie?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You didn't
Feel
really
like you-
give us much of a reason not to.
He did? Truly, I'm starting to get offended.
No,
I understand the risks I'm taking to be here. Well, not be here, but
And you yourself are wasting time by playing games with words.
that's true. I am doing that.
Don't think his nature allows him in to be any other way.
Okay, so what were you doing with a glowing thing in the forest that night when we were all sleeping?
Yeah, what was
Looking for the ring you lost.
A ring that is now on. No, that ring. The
That
ring that's
ring.
now on. How did it get to him?
How indeed.
No, like that's the question. Do you know how it got to him?
Wasn't it supposed to be in Ashenhurst though? So how did it?
It was supposed to get to Ashenhurst. It never made it there, did it? We dragged our feet and didn't make it in time.
I'm just gonna quietly start taking.
I'm so
gulps of
confused.
water and look
I
down.
am. I have the biggest headache right now.
So you were trying to intercept the ring.
I was.
Didn't make it in time.
I did not.
And you tried to recover it the night you were hurt.
No, actually, that was different. I was trying to recover the crown.
Ah.
So we were right in the guess
Did
that
you-
you. Oh, okay.
Did you happen to see my sister that night when you were hurt?
I didn't even make it into the tomb.
All right. Well,
Who stabbed you then? Was it Klaus or was it?
Your tall, dark elven friend.
Okay.
you keep saying that word.
Why did you not just tell us?
Because you're all young and you're all learning, and this is a very thorny, sordid, entangled affair, and you can never quite be sure who you can trust.
Do you trust us?
I don't know if it's trust or if it's just I recognize a convenient ally.
You never
Convenient.
said you
Well,
twice.
it's nice to know where we stand.
Save me, that's why I'm here.
Because we are convenient.
And allies, that's an important part of the statement.
Of course,
And
forgive
he
me.
owes us.
I was really hoping we would be like friends by now, but okay.
I mean, I feel like if I say that word, I'll have some of you turn up your nose, and the dark one over there will swear, probably.
I look at
He
Realm.
gestures vaguely at Realm.
I don't know. When you're wearing that face, I don't like you wearing that face. It's
Listen,
weird.
I have to take some precautions. Should somebody figure out a way to open up an eye in this room, I want to just make sure that they don't see me.
Yeah, but you could have come as Star Killer or like anyone else.
I feel like that would be a little harder to explain.
Try to pick somebody who might reasonably be seen around you or want to send you a message. Granted, I know I got the details wrong, but never really looked me much in the face.
So, if not, without all of the games in these words, where are you heading if we're heading in the same direction?
I'm currently at Greystad.
You are there, okay.
No,
I'm
but
not
he's
in
just,
your home, just to be
No.
clear.
He's playing games with us when it comes to that. He's trying to get a rise out of us.
I mean, to be honest, there's no reason you couldn't be in the estate. It's not being.
Was that an
used.
invitation?
No,
All right,
no,
I shall
it's
go poke around
not.
and take a look.
It's not.
If you
an
trash a
invitation.
place, you have
It's
to pay
just
for
it's
it.
it's only a house. It's only a
Yeah,
house, but
it's
That we owned, and Mr.
not
Magoo
going to-
over here doesn't get to be the first step.
I don't. I mean, I don't even like him, but I think he should go in the house.
Yeah, you should just make yourself at home. Might
I
as
still don't
well.
like him.
Was it? It is an
Well, I'm
invitation now
outmoded.
because Darby enjoys giving out invitations and shaking hands and things.
I thought that's what we were all getting to was the invitation. I'm just going to
As
put my
a
head
show
down.
of good faith, if a
Reach
single
over
one
and
of
pat
you
Darby.
does not want me in your estate before you see it, I shall not go.
So are you just camped outside of it, like in a tent?
Maybe.
He has the whole like magic shelter thing.
What about this?
Truth be told, my accommodations are a little bit nicer.
Just park your weird
Oh,
mansion
yeah.
in our yard, and that'll be a nice compromise for everyone.
I am several
Perfect.
steps ahead of you.
Okay, good.
Oh.
And I just
okay.
resume my head.
I continue to gently pet Darby. Like,
Do you plan to wait for us there?
I do. I'd rather like to have a face-to-face conversation.
I do
It's-
think we're gonna need
I,
it.
A little difficult to be as forthcoming as you might like me to be in this situation, in this place, in this room, under that person.
is there anything we should know about your connection to Lady Adeline?
What way?
She seemed very concerned about you, and she left very quickly last night with very little notice.
Nothing to do with her leaving, if that was your concern.
I mean, I don't think you'd harmed her. I just wonder if the two of you perhaps have a larger connection than either of you have told us.
She's a very dear friend, and has been for a while. I can make friends, you know.
She is
Stalker.
very dear in general, so I have no doubt that anyone could become very fond of her. But she also seemed very fond of you.
Truly so hard. You know what? It's not worth it. Anyways, Adeline should be fine. She is a wonderful woman, and I'll be sure to share your doubts with her next we speak.
That is not what I said.
You didn't have to say it.
I more wondered what we don't know.
If you're gonna cause
Not-
drama, just get out of our yard.
Get off our lawn!
Young
I'll do
trust
some
Lady
down
Ad-
low.
I trust Lady Adeline is implicitly. I just sometimes feel like there are things that are happening that I would like to know around us.
There are certainly a
and-
lot of things happening around you that you should know more about. But you've been kept in the dark deliberately by many, accidentally by some. And I believe you are worth lifting some of the veil for, but understand I have to do this in baby steps.
Well, I look forward to seeing you at our estate.
I look forward to seeing you at your estate as well.
Just as a little precaution, I do believe we've heard that Sebastian is sending some of his guards that direction, so just be careful in case they make their way through town.
Oh, they probably will, but they won't find me.
Alright, I'm giving you a heads up, I suppose.
I appreciate the concern, as I do appreciate the concern for the Lady Adeline, but I promise you she is doing, to my knowledge, only what she feels like she must.
No, I'm not going to say that out loud because I feel like that's something that we probably shouldn't say out loud.
Ah, you're learning.
That's all I-
Go ahead, sir.
Just saying, and so until next time, which I'll think is the sooner that we're able to get our things together, the sooner we are to be able to ask some of these more serious questions.
And I do look forward to the questions. I would just ask for your patience when you come to ask them, because again, thorny briar bush, and we must take care what secrets we tell, even to friends.
Do you know where?
Gotcha.
Do you know where Sebastian is staying at this moment?
if he's not yet settled into the room that the nobility somehow thought he would take, he's probably staying in accommodations similar to mine.
Oh.
And would you know where that could be? Well, we couldn't get it
It
anyways.
would be at like another plane.
The door would be on your plane, but where it gets set up, that's could move every day.
Hmm.
And we couldn't get in anyways.
But
Without his-
Not without an invitation.
Hmm.
Should we be trying to get this ring from him?
Oh, you asked the question I was going to ask.
Great minds.
The short of it, yes.
Any suggestions on how to go about doing that?
Cut his hand off.
Direct, straight to the point. I like it.
I rub my neck
Again,
a little uncomfortably.
He's an
He does look
emperor.
towards you when you do that, Solace, but doesn't say anything.
I kind of meet his gaze and I say, well, I'm glad your head is still attached to your shoulders.
For now. You never know what kind of trouble I can get into.
I mean,
Makes
hopefully
two of
it's not
us,
worse than
I'm sure.
nearly being beheaded.
And yes, while he may be an emperor, he is kind of a baby. You can just take a knife to his arm, one good chop, and off it comes. Ring is yours.
And then we're enemies of Modicall, chased out of
Details.
Ainsbury.
To be clear, when you say that, you mean that he has no magical ability outside of the ring.
He's got a smattering of magic, but not much of the patience to really refine it.
And is he particularly adept with weapons?
No. Gosh, no. I mean, with a rapier, maybe. In a well-supervised ring, perhaps. But no.
So if you get him alone, he is mostly just a man.
Largely, yes, but getting him alone is almost impossible.
I'm sure that's the
Any
trick.
any suggestions on that front?
Get creative.
Hmm.
I promise you that wherever he intends to go, whether he looks it or not, he is not alone. His guards are always at close at hand.
Sorry, you froze.
I said, wherever he intends to go, whether he looks it or not, he is never truly alone. His guards are always very close at hand.
Hmm.
Now, of course, this is not an endeavor you have to take on today. You can leave, regroup, plan. You have some time.
We have time, and we know we'll be able to ask some questions later. So really, we do need to start getting these things together, right?
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself. I think you should leave the city as soon as you're able, because frankly, that city has eyes everywhere, not all of them friendly. And once you're free of the walls, maybe I can be more helpful. But as it is, I am limited to the post and whatever glyphs I can manage to scrawl on a paper.
Does this mean that we're going to go with the original plan of following the Emperor when he leaves the city and attempting to ambush him?
We will talk about it and figure it out.
On that happy note, I think my time is nearly up. Is there any parting words of wisdom or heartfelt guidance I can leave you with?
Are there any that you think you'd like to bestow?
You know what? Sure. And he starts to fade a little bit. Every time your pointy-toothed friend uses their ability, I see through their eyes. Goodbye!
Oh,
And he's abruptly gone.
I see.
Oh, he can see through your eyes.
Well, that certainly means. Okay, okay.
Was Erilyn like
I
here
just
for
look at
that?
Realm.
Oh yeah,
Apologies.
she was there the whole time, just kind of
So
Oh.
watching.
packs and things and questions before making them and such. And I gently pat Darby again.
I'm
sorry,
meeting Darby's
Realm.
eyes.
I'm very sorry.
I start putting people's bags up on the bed and start putting things together.
He's very persuasive, Darby. I'm sure any of us would likely have done the same, but at least he told you the truth, and that perhaps means something. I assume the truth.
He may have already seen it anyways.
I just don't want to have been the one to show him that. I'm sorry. And I will get up and go start packing as well.
What's he gonna do about it?
I start trying to think of the things that Darby looked at. But I will start packing, and once I'm like around the corner, like I will open my letter.
Okay.
I knew it.
After a couple minutes, I'll sort of stand up. I am holding the letter in one hand. And I'll say, I'm afraid you may need to give my condolences to Bernadette. I have been asked to be elsewhere at that time.
Is it by Sebastian?
Yes.
Do you think that's wise?
I don't know. I don't know if it's wise or not, but I think I have to go.
I'm concerned this is the opportunity he's been looking for to try to grab you or...
This might be when
Maybe.
Darby Spider needs to go along.
I glance over at Darby.
That is your call. If you want me to, I am there. If you would rather see this through alone, that is up to you. I trust you.
I think I would like for you to be there.
Then I will be
Oh
there.
my god.
Though if they find you, it could mean worse things for us.
I will do my very best to be as hidden as I can, and I apologize in advance for where I may go.
I think about that I like work through. I'm like, of course.
You'll keep the sending stone with me close?
Of course, I will. And you have yours as well, if you grow concerned.
And I will
But-
have your backpack.
Yes, I think it is perhaps wise that be somewhere else, just in case. But I am deeply sorry to Miss Lady Bernadette, and I do hope you will tell her as much.
And from me as well.
I start getting dressed in the fancy clothes.
I am going to suit the fuck up.
I'd like to open the letter that's for me. There's one, isn't there? No,
Nope.
there isn't. But
There's one.
I thought everyone had.
I want a
Oops, I thought
letter for
everyone had an
me.
I thought everyone had an individual
Where's my letter?
No,
we had one with all
Solace
writing.
immediately
Like, no,
starts
get a letter.
writing Realm a letter.
going to pick at my bread at the table in thought.
Where is this meeting?
I will show the letter to Realm, and for that purpose, anybody can read it. I'll just post it in session notes.
wild shape is not something we can store in the ring, just to be clear.
No.
Okay.
Nice try, but no.
I will wear my cloak, but I will you know what? I'm wearing my sword. I don't care if it's fancy dress. It's a fancy sword. It's got a beautiful hilt. I'm wearing it. I'm a hero of Callius. I can wear my sword unless they take it from me.
Okay, so you get dressed up in your fancy hero clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Darby suits up.
In
Before
their
you
Darby
go,
clothes.
take this, Solace, and he'll hold out her palm to take, and he puts a potion of invisibility in her hand.
I will close my fingers around it, and then I will give Vaughn a hug. And thank you. I'm sure I'll be all right. I'm sure we'll both be all right. But I feel like there's too much we can learn. But I promise we won't do anything stupid.
Well, I don't mean that necessarily for your safety, but for the chance that you could potentially learn more. You never know.
Right. Of course.
I trust you. I just worry that he is going to try something. Perhaps, oh gosh, like poison your food or like drug your food. I don't know what this scummy assholes could do.
Well, the good news is, fortunately for me and unfortunately for them, Darby does not intend to partake in any food. So
You may have to come get me out of jail, but I will not be eating anything.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything? You still have a few hours until you're expected to be wherever you opt to be.
Couple hours, you said?
A couple hours, yes.
Maybe like some miscellaneous things I want to get before we leave and hit the road.
Okay. Sorry, you're doing what with who now?
I think I'm gonna go look for your cooking utensils.
Okay. And you're wandering out into town to find those? You're not just hoping to lift them from the palace kitchen?
Thought, not
I'm
realm.
going to try and steal them.
That is an important distinction, that's all. Easy enough to find cooking tools down in the inner city market. What they'd be charging for it. Oh. For the low cost of 1 gold piece.
God, that's absurd.
I was gonna say it's gonna break your bank.
You can
Absurd.
pick up a kit of cook's utensils.
Nice. I just really felt like, being just ball it out since we got all that money.
Really letting loose. Big spender.
Read the book and this, my pockets feel a lot lighter.
If everybody's still okay with me reading the Tome of Clear Thought, I'd like to start that process.
Okay.
Wasn't it discussed that Solus would do it? I don't mind either way, but
I don't know. I thought
Don't know where you guys landed on it.
I don't either.
yeah,
I don't know that
me
we
neither.
did.
Yeah, I thought someone brought up maybe Solus should take it instead, and then I think the subject was changed to probably some meme or something. I don't know.
Because we started talking about multi-classing, and I said that I needed to be a certain intelligence to be a wizard multi-class, but then I don't think I'm doing that. Yeah, I don't think we settled. But I was bringing it up.
I'm fine with whoever. My only argument was if there was an off chance it would help with stuff with the necklace, but like I'm here for whatever.
I think she said that it didn't help with anything in the necklace.
I thought you weren't sure, 'cause
Let's kick it back to, yeah, I'm fine with whatever, but let's kick it back to chat just because I don't want to waste. We've only got a little more session time. I don't want to.
Yeah,
Never
that's
mind.
fair.
I'm gonna go spend some time yeah, probably meditating. Trying to settle myself while the others go about their stuff.
Okay. Some restorative meditation.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
I'm gonna.
Oh, go ahead.
Go for it. No,
No,
go. No.
I'm just gonna take Eris outside for a little bit to stretch her wings and fly.
Okay.
I'm going to find somewhere quiet and just write in my diary.
Okay. So you all go ahead.
Sorry, I think okay, it looks like once everybody's kind of gone off to do their own thing, I'm gonna take up some room in the bedroom and I'm gonna start making a ceremonial circle.
Okay.
And I'm going to place the incense around it. The stuff that's all the way up to 26 gold. And I'm gonna cast divination to try and talk to Aislinn.
Okay. When you are alone in the room, you can dim the lights, close the curtains, and draw your circle. Burn your incense and try and find a morsel of inner peace. Peace enough to try and connect with your deity.
I just need a second to, like, get the question that I want to ask. I really hope you're okay, and I hope that this question gets through to you. From the dream, is there anything along the road that we're about to head on that is going to help you and your brothers and sisters? From being destroyed? Killed?
Okay. So you sit for a few seconds in a heavy silence. And then, slowly, you begin to feel like gravity is dialing back on you a little bit. You feel lighter. Your clothes, your skirts, and your hair begin to drift upwards. And with that upwards current, little glittering lights begin to raise off of you and disappear a few feet over your head. You shut your eyes, and before you can see that foresty clearing with a large crow laid out on its back, a black longsword buried in its chest. You blink, and the crow is gone. In its place instead is a lithe, gaunt, elven man laying on his back, the sword protruding from his chest. His head lolls to you, and you recognize Klaus.
Jesus!
You let out
Fuck. Sorry. Go for it.
You let out a long sigh when that vision sinks in and open your eyes to find you're back in that castle room.
Kind of figured that would be the answer, but I suppose I had to try something. Is Erilyn anywhere around?
She left you to your own devices when you all fanned out. She may have even accompanied Vaughn down to the market. I think she accompanied Vaughn down to the market.
Okay.
Probably.
To guide him on the best kind of cook's utensils to invest in.
Yeah, because he wants good quality stuff, you know, things that can really endure.
Yeah. Things that, travel light, easy to carry, but are
He
good
almost
quality,
gets taken
decent.
in by like that traveling knife salesman. Vaughn's like, maybe, and Erlen's like, no.
No, honey, we don't need any swords or knives with gems in the hilt. Does not increase the quality of the flavor.
But it's for showmanship.
Master the basics, and then we can get to showmanship.
That's fair.
Besides, a good showman doesn't need flashy gems. He's got knives. Is anyone else doing anything with this time? Is Ellie okay?
I hope so.
What happened?
She like fell off the thing. I think. Sorry, it's fine. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. She just fell and it freaked me the fuck out. She knocked a bunch of things over.
I'm glad she's okay. Okay. So, noon comes and goes, and the sun begins to crest along the opposite side of the horizon. 1 hour passes, and then we get halfway into another. And you all reconvene back in your room for a final time to ready yourselves, make sure you look presentable, and say a few last words before going your separate ways.
Be very careful, you two. I wish I had something to help you, but I don't.
I'm just gonna take Solace's hand and squeeze it and might trust you. Just be careful.
I will give Realm a hug and kiss his cheek. Again, he's just a man, and Darby is going to be with me. It's all right. We can handle ourselves.
Darby, perhaps you should use that. I know we just found out that Calder can see at the same time, but perhaps you should use that true sight and see if there's any invisible guards around.
I would love to, but if I am in there as a spider, I cannot.
True. Okay.
Oh, so sad. It was truly great knowing you both. We will sing your praises in the taverns
Thank
that we
you.
travel. I will do my best to try to play an instrument, but it will probably not do the songs justice, but we will prevail.
I give Vaughn a hug, and I say, I love you too, Vaughn.
I would say call my dad if anything happens, but Yersa will probably do it, so brace yourselves.
Nothing
He's
is
on
going
round
to
two.
happen.
It is only lunch. It's only lunch, and it is in a public place. Mostly. Darby, do you want to change here before we go?
How far are we going?
Not terribly far. You've been invited out to the garden.
Yeah.
And, I guess before you leave, we'll reconvene to meet Bernadette also while we're near the area.
Seems
I mean,
like
the meetings are taking
appointments.
place at the same time.
Yeah, we're going to
Oh,
Bernadette.
right. I see. Okay, now I'm caught up. Excuse me.
Yeah, I will get downstairs and change there. Or well, I guess I'll do it here. I don't want the people downstairs. Yeah, I'll do it now.
I will pick Darby up and put them in my hair. I assume I have left it a little messy today for exactly this reason.
So you can
They're
put
also
spiders
like
in your hair?
there's a yeah, exactly. That's exactly. There's a cloak now, so there are cloak folds. Just like don't go in my ears. It's a thing.
No,
But
not
other than
your
that,
ear.
yeah, other than that,
would
it's fine.
never
But
do
literally anywhere else is fine, just not the ears. Okay, sorry. You're good. We're good. We're all
All
good.
right. So you suit up, make yourselves look nice, say your last goodbyes or see you laters, and go your separate ways. Vaughn, Realm, and Viconia, you travel to the princess's room. A room you've only been to, well, you've never actually been to it. Who just died? Oh, disregard. But you've heard of how to get there recounted from Darby. And after getting lost a couple times, finally breaking down and asking directions from a guard, showing them your invitation to prove your validity, they will escort you to the princess's room. There are a pair of guards permanently posted outside, but so too is the princess. She is wearing a simple but well-fitting and elegant beige dress with a little green apron showing her allegiance to her family line. She lightens up to see you and claps her hands and says, "Oh, I'm so glad you can make it. I'm really sorry if I put you out any."
Not at all.
Her face kind of falls as she looks over the three of you and she says, did Darby and Solace leave again?"
They had a previous engagement at this time.
I see. Forgive me if this is out of line for asking, but have I done something to upset them?
No, not at all. We've all been very worried about you, but no, they're not. No one is upset.
Okay.
They really wish that they could be here.
I'm sure. I'm no stranger to having other important arrangements to...
I'm sorry, it was arrangements, not engagements. Sorry. Sorry, go.
And arrangements, engagements, I'm no stranger to having other commitments. It's okay. I'm really glad to see the three of you, though. Come inside. I had the chef make us some fresh cookies, and Francine just put on the kettle. And she will lead you into that large, open, opulent space that she calls her room. There are no guards present inside once she shuts the door, but you do notice the presence of two women, one being slightly older with brown hair, her cut to her shoulders, thick brows and green eyes. She's dressed in well-looking and clean attendant skirts and aprons. There's another woman, girl, that flanks the door on the opposite side. She's maybe only 1 or 2 years older than Bernadette, with dirty blonde hair up in a loose bun and green eyes that match the other woman, dressed similarly in the clothes of a valued attendant. She gestures you over to a large round table where there is a large heaping plate of an assortment of fresh cookies, still steaming a little bit, and a tea set out with 6 places. But she approaches the table and says, "Oh, Francine, we can take 2 of these away. They couldn't make it." And the older woman comes to collect those place settings and stack them neatly and says, "It's okay, dear. I'm sure they'll come see you again soon." She takes the place settings and goes to put them away in a cupboard.
So I didn't really get to catch many of your matches, but I hear you did very well.
Yeah, absolutely. From what I can remember, I personally got knocked once or twice, but yeah, it went as well as we could have hoped.
Well, you won, and everybody in the city knows your name. I don't know how it could go much better for you. But I'm sure all this attention must be a little bit overwhelming at times.
It absolutely is.
I'm not a fan. But no go.
It's an adjustment, yes, but I don't mind it so much.
But
Ron and Solus have taken to it well.
That's true.
I think you all make fine heroes. You did in Ormershire, and I haven't forgotten that.
Ugh.
Yeah. Gosh, that feels like so long ago also.
Does.
I can only imagine. I really don't get to get out much when I'm not, sent somewhere.
Or sick.
Well, yes. It's a condition I've had since I was younger, and sometimes I get so sick and bedridden for a while. But I bounce back usually after a few days.
Well, I'm sorry that you have to go through that. I do hope your body gets stronger as you grow.
I'm sure it will. But thank you for your concern.
Well, we now have a residence, I suppose, not too far from here, so it should be easier to arrange a lunch meeting or anything like that once you are completely with Solace and Darby, once you're sure everything is all healed up.
It might be a little harder for me to get out to leave the city, but if ever you're able to make it back, we can hang out anytime.
I'm sure. Especially because Darby and Solace wish that they could be here, so I'm sure that we can arrange something soon.
Yes, this will definitely
Hope so.
not be our last visit to the city, and we will be sure to drop by and see you when we return.
Good. Please make sure you do. You will always be welcome here. I will always welcome you here.
He's got a little he's holding this teacup, pinky up, just feeling so like he's just delights it with tea time right now. Like he's just thriving with it.
She's got her little cup in her hands and is mostly just holding on to it and watching all of you, smiling.
I really am sorry I didn't get to see you as much as I wanted. Or I guess some of you at all, but
We met once. One night.
We
There was
did
one
see
time.
her
I'm sorry. Yes, we
couple
did see her
times at
once.
dinner.
But
Sorry,
it's
please continue.
really nice to get a chance to sit down and talk to you, and I'm sorry I couldn't do it more.
Were you busy?
Well, I was bedridden. And
Your
it
health
was,
is-
Since clear one schedule.
it was very hard to really be upright for more than an hour or so. So any appearance I had to make, I made it.
Well, your health is the most important thing, so there will be time for meetings and such once everyone's schedule is clearer and things like that.
You mean once you're all done adventuring and not trying to be the next great heroes of something or other?
This seemed to just happen as we travel along. The road.
It does seem to just happen.
Like the opportunity falls into our laps and then we take it. And...
Well, there
Really,
could
we
never
only
be a time where we don't have to be. It's just not now.
Well, Dad likes to say an opportunity not taken is an opportunity wasted. And I don't think you guys should be wasting any opportunities you get.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they're good opportunities as we go along.
Is there anything I can do for you? As a thank you for putting on such a good show and making the people so happy, or just coming to see me?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. It's just nice to see you. Nice to be friends.
Do you have many friends around here, Bernadette?
Friends? Yes, they're just, not really around the castle, no.
Question. That blonde girl that has green eyes also and looks like almost Bernadette's age. Wait, fuck, we didn't see her. It was only Darby that saw her. Never mind. Can't ask that.
If not around here, where are they?
Oh, I tend to make them, on the road when I get sent out to travel elsewhere. So I have a few in Ormershire, and Ivar's a very good friend when I get to see him.
Does he come by the castle ever?
Well, he hasn't been by in a while, and Dad says he's not actually allowed in the castle.
May I ask why?
And I don't know that I really know. It's something to do with their country or their king. I just know that he's not really allowed in the Crownswell Keep. See him when I'm told he's in town.
Have you seen him recently?
Since Ormershire, no.
Is that unusual?
No, I only see him a couple times a year if I'm lucky.
Do you think he went back home?
Maybe. I don't think he's been home in quite some time, but he could have gone back.
Well, if we see him, we'll be sure to let him know that you're looking forward to when you can next see him.
No, I'm thinking of him, and I hope he's being safe.
We'll be sure to pass on the message.
Do you by chance have a way to obtain a map of the east closer to Mordecai?
You want a map of Monaco?
Yeah, just that kind of includes like Greystead after we leave Ainsbury. Like Greystead
I can get you one if you like. That's no trouble.
I think that a map might be very helpful to us as we continue our travels. If you wouldn't mind, I would gladly pay you for it, or pay whoever has it. Or if you could even put
It's
me in the
okay.
right direction.
It's my treat. I'll talk to our royal cartographer and we'll see what he has lying around, and if not, I'll have him draw one up right away.
Well, thank you. I hope that's not too much to ask.
If
It's
you could
okay,
tell
he
me how you
lives
got
to
the
make
texture of these cookies.
I actually didn't make them, but Francine did. She likes to bake.
And she'll look over to the woman that stands by the door. And she says, half cup of brown sugar, half cup of white sugar.
He'll pull out his he will actually pull out his quill and like write that down.
Well, at least coming to pick up this map will give us another reason to see you. Unless you have it sent to us, but
I can try and bring it to you, or
just let us know when it's ready and we can come to you again. Or
I'll see what I can do. I think it may end up just getting dropped off where you're staying. But if I'm allowed, I'll bring it to you.
well, here's hoping you're feeling well enough for it.
I mean, I think I'll feel fine, but I have a pretty packed schedule now that I am.
What's on your to-do list, if you don't mind me asking, if it's something you could share?
Nothing really exciting. I have to go see, the Emperor and the Jarl, and I managed to catch Adeline a day before she left, but I guess... I guess there's not really anyone from Anasia to be seen with anymore. I mean, I know Solace stood in for them, but I guess they kind of... I'm sorry, it's nothing exciting. It's just a lot of shaking hands and saying nice words.
Well, since Solus is representing in Asia, it does seem practical that you would need to go see her and shake hands and say hello.
Yes. Maybe I can.
I know that. Go for it.
I think that would be a very good idea. She was appointed by Adeline and recognized, so...
And I know that she is in close contact with Lady Adeline.
Yes, and if you have anything important to pass on to Lady Adeline, you absolutely need to go see Solus. Just not right now.
That's a good point. Oh, okay. Well, maybe a little bit later. I can make the time. We'll see, and maybe I can bring the map too.
That sounds like a good idea, and an excuse to go see Solus.
Well, it's purely business.
Oh yes, purely business.
And she'll take a sip of her tea and kind of wiggle in place, a little pleased with herself. But she'll begin talking a little bit about the city and how her father has ruled it for almost his entire life, appointed as a young man. And she'll speak a little bit about her mother, who unfortunately passed when she was very young, but that the new queen is still very nice and really cares about people, but it becomes almost small talky after a few minutes. And eventually Francine will step forward and say, "Highness, I'm afraid you've other engagements."
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Thank you so much for coming to see me. I'm sorry that, your other friends couldn't be here, but hopefully I'll get to see them a little bit later.
Of course. If you need
I'm
anything,
sure.
just let us know.
Actually, if you could take some of the cookies and make sure they get some.
I don't know. Vaughn seems quite in love with them. They might not make it to them.
Well,
Yeah,
you can have the
self-control.
rest. You can have the rest, and hopefully you can save one or two.
Soak up our tears.
Yeah, right. May I hug you goodbye? Is that all right?
And she looks briefly to the older woman, who glances to the door and then nods, and she will raise her arms and hit you with a tight hug, and kind of squeeze you and do that thing where she rocks back and forth a little bit.
That's cute. That's such a cute kid thing.
And then with the
Cute kid
permission
thing, I get that.
granted, she goes over to Realm next and does the same thing.
He'll hug her back.
And then she goes to Vaughn to do the same thing, but she's mindful not to crush the little baggie of cookies that he's being given by Francine in the meantime.
And yeah, you will take them carefully and yes, just hold on to those.
Well, thank you again. Hopefully I'll see you before you leave, and I promise we'll get you that map as soon as we can.
Amazing. And thank you again for the invitation and the lovely tea and cookies.
Thank you for coming. I made sure to make this time specifically for you.
It was wonderful to see you. I'm glad that you're starting to feel better now.
Thank you. You all be safe, okay?
You as well. And I curtsy, and then I head to the door.
I'll bow and also head through the door.
Also,
So you all take your leave and find that the guards open the doors right as you approach them in such a way it almost seems automatic. And you are ushered out of the large, spacious royal bedroom and back out into a just as large, cavernous hallway. The doors shut behind you. And you are left to your own devices. Darby and Solace.
I have to pee. I'll be right back.
Your trip takes you through the castle hallways and outdoors, returning to a garden that, as you wander the faded path of footsteps that had been taken before yours, you do notice a section of the garden looks a little bit rougher than the rest of it. There are still some trampled bushes that have been trimmed back, but it is evident they are missing pieces and chunks, and there are empty plots of fresh turned earth where rare flowers may have once been planted that are now vacant and waiting for the next batch of seeds to nurse.
I can
But
only
it is not
assume
the
Solace and He discussed it as they walked by a couple of days before. Like, oh no, what an unfortunate.
What happened? All these plants look really sad.
Yeah.
My bad.
I fucking love him. Sorry.
But not all of the garden is experiencing this renovation. There are still large walls of hedges, exotic flowers, strange looking bushes with colored buds that even the pair of you, as well traveled as you are, don't always immediately recognize. It seems like this garden is also, much like the forest around the Crownsville Keep, is a bit of a display of trophies of rare and beautiful vegetation taken from around the continent and displaced here. You proceed along the path, not entirely sure where you're meant to go. But eventually, when you can really wander no further, you spot the Emperor. He is stood in the middle of a path that is lined by a pair of different kinds of bushes on his left and right. He currently appears alone and smiles at you as he sees you approaching, and he will offer his hand to you, Solace.
She will give a little curtsy and take his hand and say, I was surprised to hear from you. I thought perhaps you were angry with me after the other night.
Angry, no, but a little disappointed. Come, we can talk about it. But first, let us get comfortable, yes? And he'll turn you by your hand and start leading you deeper into the garden. Just around a group of tall-grown bushes with budding white flowers, and past a row of beautiful purple lilac bushes in full bloom, to a small round table where there are 3 chairs set slightly askew, and only 2 place settings, with a small spread of what looks like fresh-made bread and hand-crushed and mixed dips and sauces. Something light and simple and suiting a very aromatic surrounding. He'll pull out his chair for you and gesture for you to sit.
I will sit.
And then he rounds the little table and sits across from you. Takes the napkin and tucks it into the front of his shirt before he starts tearing off pieces of loaf to dip them into different oils and sample them.
I will lay my napkin in my lap. Certainly a beautiful setting. I don't know that I've been this deep into the garden.
I will give the Galleon family this. They care very much for vegetation of all kinds. It is impressive they can get some of these flora to grow in these kinds of climates.
I'm certain it makes many of their further out-of-town guests feel at home here when they visit.
You are probably correct, and I can only imagine the level of druidcraft it takes to maintain them and make them look so healthy.
Certainly outside of my level of skill.
Do you partake in any druidcraft?
Not really. I have a little bit of an affinity for certain natural things, but no, I cannot say that that is my particular skill set. Do you?
No, I my home is not the most hospitable place for green things to grow. Things manage, and those things typically tend to be quite hardy, so they do not need much minding
I'm sure is an adjustment. I myself am rather used to more ice and snow and water than green things, but some things grow everywhere, even in Morokal, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I was just thinking, we relate in that way. You are used to ice and snow, and I am used to sun and stretching sand as far as the eye can see. And sometimes it may look like there is water, but it is an illusion, a mirage.
Quite an adjustment then, but we all learn to grow where we're planted, I suppose.
Well said. And you, your growing has made you into a very talented songstress, I see.
Yes, I learned from my mother, and I've gained some skill as I've practiced along the road. But yes, I would not say that I have the same level of skill or talent as some of my companions, but at times I do well enough.
Well, having different gifts does not make you any less talented. Just makes you differently gifted.
It is kind of you to say. I find that it was something that I was able to use to help my companions here, so I am glad of that.
Yes, you put on quite an enchanting show. You certainly charmed all the masses, and it was quite captivating.
It's kind of you to say. You did not seem particularly captivated, though, when Lady Adeline asked me to stand in her stead. Forgive me, I don't mean to bring up something unpleasant. It holds on my mind.
Well, surely you understand why.
No, I don't. We met Adeline in Ormershire, and I'm very fond of her. She has done things for us, and she sponsored us, and it seemed a small thing at the time to ask, but I fear I may have overstepped in ways I didn't understand.
Well, you cannot be blamed. She is a captivating woman and knows how to win the hearts of those she sets her eyes on.
Certainly, I would do more for her if she asked it.
You and many others that have fallen under her spells. But what I meant to say is, by accepting her offer, you've refused mine.
She looks surprised, thoughtful.
And truly, I would have appreciated a more direct refusal rather than leading me on.
She blushes. I suppose I did not think of it like that. I did not think of it in terms of longer allegiances. Perhaps she thought of that, and I did not.
I would not put it past her. She thinks about a lot of things.
I'm sorry. I find myself playing at a game at which I am not very adept, and others are much more so.
It is all right. It is disappointing, and I won't take offense to it. But you've made it clear that joining me in mine is not your current intention. So what is next for you and your Dawn Chasers?
She's like kind of picking at her bread, but not eating any. Well, we have an estate that I think the others wish to visit, and see what we make of it.
Yes, your winnings.
Yes, it is. I don't even know how to begin to think of so much. It is also a bit overwhelming. So
I can only
Okay.
imagine.
But they wish to. They wish to see it, and so I shall travel with them to make sure that. I understand there is still danger to be had along the roads.
There is, and it will hurt me to know that you are not being better protected. But your friends seem capable enough.
I think they are. Yes, we have come this far, though not without challenges. I will say. Do you intend to go home?
Yes, we will be leaving shortly. But I did want to make sure that I sat down with you and had at least a final word in private to let you know that I see your potential.
Well, I thank you for the compliment, but more so I thank you for explaining to me things that I hadn't really thought of. So perhaps I'm a little bit more naive yet than I thought.
Darby, what's your HP?
Shit.
As a spider? Oh no.
As a spider.
As a spider? Not very much. Hold on.
What is happening?
One.
Are you gonna get?
One. One.
Are you gonna get smacked and like disappear there? No, I don't want to know. God, I don't want to watch this if it happens.
Sorry, I gotta write all this down.
How much HP did you expect a spider to have?
Your voice keeps getting higher pitched. It's making me want to be higher pitched.
I'm so nervous now. It went well, and now I'm scared.
You've not been nervous this whole time? Why have you not been nervous this time?
I've been sweating.
Okay. I need a calculator.
My palms are sweating.
He's weak.
He's weak.
Vomit on sweater already.
I'm a spider. I have 1 HP.
Okay. 6, 12, 8,
That's all of those things are bigger than
2,
one.
8, 1, 7.
Wait, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I got you killed. I'm so sorry.
Okay. I'm just gonna fall out of it.
46,
I know. And then we'll all be
49.
done. We'll all
Does
be
it
dying.
carry
I think
over, or is it just like as soon as your HP is gone, you turn back?
I want to watch.
It's gonna knock me out of it, and it will carry over.
Okay. Hang on a second. So that's 1?
I'm scared.
You have 1 hit point?
I have a 1 hit
It's
point
okay.
as a
It's
spider.
okay. I'm really persuasive. I'm really persuasive. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
I'm really scared now.
I mean,
Solace, what's your max hit point?
Oh god, this is the part where Vaughn says "I told you so," and we all fall asleep.
Trying to fuck.
What?
They're not trying to fuck.
They're trying to fuck.
Oh, I'm just gonna fucking go to sleep.
Like
38.
you guys.
HP
but
is 38.
Point
Yes.
is 38.
Yes,
38?
Don't say it like that. Don't. I'm just
Okay.
a baby.
I'm
I'm
so
sorry.
scared.
My stats are really bad. I'm so sorry.
So, it hits you all at once. And Darby, it hits you first. You've never felt such an exhaustion like this before. And perhaps it's because you are a spider. But you feel that tiny spider body overwhelmed with such a fatigued weight, and you fall unconscious. Solace,
Oh God.
closely
This
after.
is going real bad.
I feel a little
You
tickle
feel-
in my hair.
You feel your eyes getting heavier, and you try and keep yourself awake, and you notice that the Emperor too, his head is starting to bow. His blinks are getting longer and slower until his head sinks forward. And he slowly slumps into the food on the table in front of him. But you
No.
don't see much more than that. You don't see much more than that. For mere seconds later, it gets too hard to keep your head upright. Your body feels weak, and you too sink forwards, slowly collapsing onto the meal you had only really been tearing apart with your anxiety. All three of you fell to sleep. Your worlds go dark. Vaughn, Laconia, and Realm. It is a few hours into the afternoon, and you want to give Solace and Darby the benefit of the doubt. But 3 hours go by, and you've not heard or seen anything.
Question.
Answer.
What happens to me after an hour?
Good question.
Oh God!
Good
I'm
question.
squished. I'm just squished under dark. I take crushing damage.
Okay. Take crushing damage.
Oh shit. That must
Darby's
have been a
approximately
really
3 times
high-level
my
sleep
size.
spell.
I'm just glad I got Sebastian also, but I'm still worried. Low crap. Jeez.
That must
I
have
would
been
be
a
more worried,
powerful
to be
sleep
honest.
spell.
Well, he is just
Well,
a human. He is just
I was gonna
human,
say
and I
the
have
spider
very
was
low
only
HP.
1 hit point.
I
You
have
don't know
very
how
low
many
HP.
hit points Sebastian has. And 38 or 28, sorry? You said 38, right?
38.
Yeah,
yep.
okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
I
No, you're-
did the math. Yeah. But 38 is not that much either.
Sure is it.
Would you wake up after an hour?
I don't know.
We're gonna find out, I
Point is,
imagine.
it's been a few hours. You've not heard from your friends. Well, all right. Darby.
Uh-huh.
What?
And bad for
I'm freaking the fuck out.
I'm gonna go pee vomit. I can still
gonna
hear
go
you in my
vomit.
earbuds.
I thought it was going well, and now I'm freaking out.
Okay. Darby. After an hour, abruptly you are awake. And because you are a spider, you resume your normal form and almost explode into this tiny cramped space into which you don't really fit properly.
Good.
You are in a 4x4 box with
no.
Solace.
Okay.
It is dark. And as you explode to your full height, you barely fit without crushing her. But it is a tight squeeze. You can't really move. You can't grab any of your weapons easily at this point, for you are also heavy with your armor. As you try and gain your bearings and make sense of what little you can with no light piercing into this grate, you can feel that Solace is there, but there is something bound over her eyes and bound across her mouth. Her legs are bound at the ankles, her arms behind her back. What do you do?
I am going to. Fuck. Can I can't move, so I can't. Can I get to the to a sending stone?
Make a dexterity check.
Oh Jesus.
At disadvantage, please.
Oh Jesus. Okay, 11 plus 2 for 13. I want to
Okay.
throw up.
I do too.
Yep.
I'm so
This is
sorry.
thrilling.
You remember that time in the like pre-campaign text when they had sleep cast on them and Callius got knocked the fuck out and Darby didn't?
They're having more flashbacks immediately.
Your arms are pinned at your sides by the wall of the crates around you and the lack of give to your armor. You try and squirm as much as you can and reach for the pouch on your belt containing your stones. It is currently out of your reach. You may not be able to get it alone.
Okay. I'm just going to gently lean forward, and I am going to bite Solace, hopefully near the ear.
Okay. You lean forward, and I'll give you have that much give forward and back, but your arms are pinned, your legs are kind of compressed against you. Go ahead and do a quick, I'm gonna say dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy.
As you try and stretch and contort yourself and press
okay,
the metal of your armor into your chest.
It was a nat 20.
Okay. Despite how it hurts, you steel yourself against the pain and the way the metal digs into the layers that you put on under your armor. You can feel it digging into your skin, but it doesn't stop you. You lean forward and find flesh and bite. Solace, it is with a sharp pang of pain to your cheek that you startle awake. But your world is dark. You can't see. There's something hard and foul tasting, like a leather that's gone unwashed for months, jammed into your mouth, pulled so tight you can't breathe well.
I'm going to thrash a little bit panicky.
Okay. You start to thrash. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
So scared.
That's dice. I'm sorry I've done this to us. It's my fault.
I'm glad you're not alone.
I'm glad I'm not alone too, to be honest. That is all my shit crashed together. I think it's a It's a dexterity saving throw. That's a 22.
Okay. You thrash a little bit and you feel your shoulder knock against something hard and metallic, and your head also knocks against Darby's own. Darby, you feel a sharp pang of pain in your jaw. But not enough to damage either of you.
That's
just enough to knock you about a little bit.
I assume by then I smell Darby and am starting to get a feel for what's going on.
You smell Darby. You also smell untreated wet wood. You can smell... Actually, go ahead and give me a perception check.
I'm gonna give myself bardic inspiration.
Okay.
That's a natural 1.
Oh
no.
It's okay. It's okay. This is the perception. I don't need to perceive. I just need to get us out of here.
In your panic, it's hard to smell much beyond the wet, untreated, likely molding wood that is compressed around you. And the space was not built for 2 people. It certainly was not built for somebody Darby's size. And the pair of you are so compressed in this tiny space, it is difficult to move, difficult to breathe. Anything beyond this dark box, beyond you.
Alright, I'm just checking something really quick. I think all of my spells have a verbal component, but I'm just gonna verify that really quick. Before I do anything else. Well, that one's super not helpful, but okay. I found one that doesn't have a verbal component. That's not gonna do me any fucking good. Okay. So I am gonna try and see if I can reach my dagger.
Okay. Make
Or
a
wait.
dexterity.
Go ahead. That's fine. Yeah, I said
Make a
it. Do it.
dexterity check.
That is. I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration. That's a 19.
Okay. Your hands are bound behind your back, your feet together at the ankles, and you are bent up into a tiny fetal shape. But you start to run what you can feel from your fingers. Start to run them down your legs, by your belt. Look for your boots. You are still clothed, but you've been stripped of your belongings.
Okay. Let's see. I'm visualizing in my head. Darby's head is kind of near mine because they just bit me. So, let's see. I'm going to, and I can't use my mouth because I'm gagged.
You are bound, blind, and gagged.
But Darby just bit me, so they are not.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna twist my head so maybe Darby can like bite off my gag and or blindfold since their teeth are free and mine are not. And I don't know if they will get that message as I'm like headbutting them again, but maybe they will.
I mean, I was already thinking it, so I'm going to try to use the tools that Nalai gave me, and I'm going to try to chew off this gag.
Like, give me these teeth.
She gave me these weird, sharp, feral teeth, and I'm going to use them.
Can I get a strength check, please?
Oh, no.
To try and gnaw through the leather.
Wait, I can't remember what you're good at.
Not great. What's a 10?
I will give you bardic inspiration before anyone says anything about the results of that roll.
Do you need to be able to perform?
She can hide.
Oh, you might be right, actually. Hang on, let me check. That's a good question.
I'm just checking.
That is a good question.
Like, what are the components?
It says any creature that can hear me. It doesn't specify what kind of noise I have to make. But I can go, hang on, let me pull the actual bardic inspiration, not just from the character sheet. Because that's a great question. I don't know the answer. It says stirring words or music, so yeah, I cannot cast it. I take it back. JK.
Okay. So, Darby, you try and gnaw through the leather that is both gagging and blinding Solace, and your jaw begins to ache with the effort of trying to work the material between your teeth. You make progress, but in the time you took to get as far as you did, you would have to do this for hours.
I have very tiny hands in game and IRL. Like they put whenever anybody puts like one of the wristbands on, I can always take it right off. So I'm wondering if maybe because Solace also has tiny hands, she might be able to wiggle her hands free of the rope, even if she cuts herself a little bit.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. That is a 25.
Okay. You wiggle and pull and tear as best you can with all your strength and trying to slide your hands past these tight bindings. You feel something click and crack in your wrist, and you feel an aching pain shoot up your arm. I need you to take 5 points of stress damage.
I make the noise.
Both IRL and in character.
Yep, fair.
breaking
Already
my
suffers
actual
from
IRL
that.
wrist right now.
With that clicking and cracking, there is give where there wasn't before. And though your hand kind of floats free of your wrist, it gives you the malleability you need to pull free of your bindings.
I'm gonna immediately try and free my mouth, and because I'm like panting by this point and probably having trouble breathing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Need you to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
Okay.
Your hand doesn't really seem to be doing what you need it to do.
Dexterity saving throw, correct?
Yes, please.
That's a 12.
Okay. Your hand is aching. You reach to try and untie the binds from your gag that is buckled tightly at the back of your head. Difficult to do with one hand. Frustratingly so. You begin to feel that frustration and hopelessness well up in your chest.
When it starts to feel like maybe we have exhausted all of the covert options, I am going to whisper a quiet apology.
I'm like waving my injured hands, like, wait.
Okay. I will wait.
I don't know what that means, but I'm worried. It worried me a little bit.
I will stop when there seems to be like any sort of visible, I can't see, but when I feel visible, like, or palpable panic, I'm like,
Just
okay.
like one finger, like, before we give up on like that, I will at least try also to untie. If I cannot get to my own, I will try to untie Darby's hands.
My hands are
Darby
free.
is not bound.
Your hands are free. Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
oh, well then,
Can't
okay.
move so
They
good.
just squash.
Okay, then
They just
carry on.
squash.
I'm flailing. You do you. I'm fine. Go for it.
I'm going to just. Am I like? Can I brace my hands against anything, or like are my knees on the bottom of this box? Like, can I possibly brace anything so that my back is against the roof of this box?
Your back is against a side of the box.
Okay.
The roof is kind of at your shoulder.
Okay.
Imagine a 4x4 by 2 feet high. So you are squished.
Okay. I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Try to put a knee against the opposite side of the box.
Okay.
And
You go to brace against the opposite side of the box and you feel a yelp. Or you hear a yelp. Solace is in your way.
Okay. Not going to do that then.
I will try and wiggle out of the way, and I'm sure it doesn't work. But I'm like trying to scrunch myself as tiny as possible. Like,
Then can I brace my elbow against the bottom of the box and shove my shoulder against the roof of the box?
Yes, that you can try.
I'm gonna fucking try.
I'm covering my face and head as best I can, just in case.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
I'm
as you
guidancing
try and
myself.
bust your way out.
Okay. Okay. That's a 15.
Okay. You brace with all of your might and begin to push, and you feel it first, but then hear it second. There is the splitting of wood as it begins to give. It is loud.
As it's doing that, I am just going to keep pushing.
Okay.
And shape of the moose. Well, shape moose form.
Okay.
To be as terrifying as I can when I bust out of here.
Okay.
You know what? Wings and all, everything. I'm fucking come out of this.
So as the wood begins to bend and crack under the force of you pushing yourself up into the roof, bracing your shoulder, you can feel it bruising and it aches to drive your bone into the solid crate. You hear voices. They start quiet at first, and then you can detect definite alarm, though they are muffled and difficult to discern the words exactly. But you get freedom enough and call upon the might of your goddess, and you begin to light up with those constellations, that shadowy set of horns stretching up from your head just as you pop the top off of the crate. You rise to your feet, spreading your wings and whirling just in time to see a pair of hooded, well-armored figures stood at the back of a caravan that they have thrown the tent covers open. You are on a carriage somewhere in the woods. The horses have stopped, and you stare down a pair of assailants, ready to face the monstrosity that just burst out of a crate. And that is where we're going to end today.
God, I don't even know how we're gonna find them.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Darby can fly.
I'm gonna grab and run.
I have my hands free too. I can help. We're not fighting. We are fucking off. We are fucking the fuck off.
Fucking right off.
I feel like
Alice, please make a note that you have a broken wrist,
Oh no.
Okay, I'll just, that hurts.
which means anything at the moment that involves the use of your hands. So any motion with both of your hands, you do at disadvantage.
I broke myself out of these bonds, and all I got was the stupid broken wrist.
You literally broke yourself out of the bonds.
If
If it's any condolences, it was just a really fucking good sleep roll. It was 67 points to burn through.
Jesus.
No,
Jesus
it's fine.
Christ.
Which, I mean, Vaughn might have survived.
Actually, yeah. Well, if it was all on him, just barely not.
Yeah. No, it was split between
It
the
would've knocked
spider,
out
the
him and
emperor,
Darby
and
Spider.
Solace.
Yeah.
I can't get put to sleep
Exactly, him and Darby
magically.
Spider with 67 hit points.
We should have all gone.
But you didn't. You split the party.
Shit.
You could have all
And
stood
more
up.
importantly, Bernadette is disappointed.
More importantly, Bernadette is disappointed.
Yeah.
You know, isn't that what you, didn't you set this up by saying this is exactly what you deserved?
Yeah. This is what we deserved for upsetting Bernadette, honestly.
Oh, God.
Well, we will pick this up again probably next week.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, have a wonderful evening. Good luck. Get lots of restful sleep.
Never.
Nobody be stressed or anything. Just go right to lots of
I'll
restful
be
sleep.
anxious until next week.
Yep.
Yeah, my stomach hurts. Blech.
But thank you.
Haley's like, you
for
guys could have some
second-
nice RP threads if you wanted, or we could play.
I'm ready to kidnap
You all
someone.
said second weekly session. Okay.
Yeah.
Kidnapping you.
I blame Ethan.
session.
Ethan
That
was like,
sounds
I
like-
am, by the
Sounds
way.
valid.
I only propose opportunities. That's not on me.
No, of course not. It's on me, and I feel no regret.
Okay, good
Signs were all
night,
there.
everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.